I did a video yesterday of thinning a preform, and the light was so bright. I don't understand what happened. I was in my shop and it's always dark in here. I don't ever have enough light. And when I put it on YouTube, I didn't realize it, and you couldn't see my pencil marks or anything. So I'm gonna do another one, and this is what I sell a lot of, stuff like this right here. I call it a box of chocolates, kind of a little thick spalls. I take my scrap stuff and work it down to spalls, and I'm gonna use this instead of the preform I had, because the preform's what is crooked and rough as this stuff is, and this will give you a better idea. It's great for beginners to learn on, and so I'm going to take you through it, because this is what you're going to probably be buying lots of times, and these are it helps you to learn how to solve your problem where you have high spots and low spots and hinges, and how to thin something quick that's thick. So I'm going to use my PVC hollow cap bopper, this little gas cap, and the tube's hollow PVC pipe. All right, I made a platform on here, and I got this edge turned pointing that way. And what I hope it'll do, I'm hoping it'll come across here and run this out, this little high ridge right here. It broke in two places when it come off, but that's exactly what it did. Now I'm gonna come down a little further and make me another little ridge. I'm gonna kind of isolate this one and run it again. I'm gonna show you what it looks like. It's turned that way, as you can see, little ridge. Come off that little ridge. That was part of the little ridge right here, and the plate run over halfway across. Now, I got another little ridge that's natural right here, and so I'm gonna go ahead and use it. It's got a little spot that's kind of in the way. You wanna make sure everything's clear on this stuff before you hit it, and I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. It's in the way before I remove it. But if you look down this ridge, if I try to hit there, I'm gonna hit here, because the billets are wide. So when I come down, I'm gonna hit there too, and this part is going this way. So I'm gonna have to raise it up by pressure flaking, because I can't get my billet in there either. It's such a narrow spot. Now when everything takes place, I'm sorry that I pressure flake, use my legs for my strength, and sometimes I get below my video camera and I forget about it. I apologize for that. But anyway, I got this baby isolated now, as you can see, where I can get a good lick on it and run that flake across. Now, this is the turtle back I'm working on. I didn't say that to start with, but if you look down this ridge, it was real high. It was like this. I've already flattened this much, and this part here is still high, as you can see. So now I'm gonna run them across here. I'm gonna take one right in the center and build me a platform pretty easy. It's gonna be interesting to see. I dropped my little billet, excuse me for having to pick it up. It's gonna be interesting to see now. There's my platform again. You can see the ridge is running up right there. If that'll spread out and take it all out. Sometimes it will. And you'll see what I'm talking about right here. Look how wide that got. And let me get it set back, all right? There's the platform right there. And look where it went. Went all the way across right into there. And by doing that, we left the ridge here. So I'm gonna come down and raise this ridge up a little bit. Not wanting to cooperate with me. I should have pressure flaked it. I don't get down right here. I didn't catch that one, but it flattened that area out. Now we got a high spot right here where the point's gonna be. Also, it's a little fossil there, and I might lose that whole tip. I don't know if you can see it or not, but part of oyster shell looks like some kind of seashell right there. I think it don't go all the way through, so maybe this will chip through it, and it did. It went right through it. So this took everything out, flattened it all up. Okay, now I want to look at the opposite side. I'm reaching for my pencil, see what we got. If you can look, I'm trying to see what you're seeing. There's a white area. Man, I don't know why that light's getting so bright. It's a white area right here that's a fossil, but it's also high right in here. It's thin in the center, and it's high here. So probably what I'm gonna do is come from the point in and knock that out. I think it'll spread out enough. If I hit it on the point, it'll thin that whole base, or the whole point part. Okay, let's try that and see what happens. So this time I'm gonna hit on the point. I got my platform right there. And it spread out just like I thought it would. It split on me, but where my fingers are, it started right here, and it spread out just like that. So that's fine. So now I got this end to worry about here, and I've already got a natural platform set up to take care of it. That plate went almost all the way across on it. I'm gonna pick it up on the end piece where you can see there. It came across here and went all the way across. Now I'm gonna just tap right there and feather it out a little bit. Really don't need feathering out, it's pretty good as it is, but it's a little high. Now I'm gonna shape my base up. I'm gonna make me a platform all the way across on my base, and we're gonna thin the base. And I'm gonna thin the base like you flute. I'm gonna thin this base coming this way, but the difference is I'm not coming straight down, I'm coming on angles like this. And that helps to keep it from breaking. I'm not saying it won't break. I had one to break on a video saying I hadn't had one to break before. Everything's possible, but I have very few to break like this. So I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna hit this way. I'm gonna put the flake up there to show you the way it runs. Trying to get it back where it went. The top part broke off right here, but the bottom part is running between my two fingers. I'm gonna let it fall out right there. So that thinned the base real good. Now I'm gonna come back this way and get it on the corner. I'm gonna swing this way. I missed it. Swing back this way. Now the base is getting real thin. So let's look at the point part. I got a ridge. I'm gonna grind it. Pow, pow. Got a ridge right here. I'm gonna grind on it, run a plate down that ridge. Wow. Boy, that plate come off great. There we go. I would do maybe one or two more thinning pass on it and then start pressure flaking it. But that's the way I would do that piece. Now, I brought a couple more pieces, so I'm gonna get them out. I'll put this in my cell bucket for a box of chocolate. And let's see what else I got over here. Okay, here's one that's really got a lot of challenges to it. You got a flat side with a hinge in it right there. You see where it steps up. So what I'm gonna do on this one, I'm gonna run it this way. And I'm gonna make me a platform right here and run behind the hinge. You heard me talk about that a lot, is coming behind the hinge instead of trying to come over it or through it. Okay, now I got my platform set up right there. I'm gonna run right down that edge. and that was a great one. It followed right on the ridge where the hinge was at. I had a pencil line there. See the pencil line? It went right to the edge of that pencil line perfect. Watch me move it. Now, I'm going to do it one more time. This time I'm going to come down this way and set it up a little higher. Let me show you what I did. Try to take my pencil and so you follow me. I made a nipple right here. It's going to come down this ridge like this. The last time I went this way, remember I told you I followed my line? This time I'm going to come this way. Let's see what happens. Followed my pencil line that way. So now I take it off a little more and I'll get past the pencil line. Let me set it up again. I've got no more hinge, it's perfectly flat. I'm gonna run one more that way and thin it this way one more time. Come down here and try it on that end. There we go. No more hinge now. So now all I gotta do is start chipping this way to roll it back. I'm just gonna hit straight down. Got all the hinge out, now I can hit straight across. When I'm saying hit straight across, I mean this way across from your point, not angles or anything else, just straight across. Good deal. Okay. We're gonna come right up the tip this time like a fluting tip. I wish I could get that camera lower. That's the lowest I can get the way everything's set up here. Sorry about that. You just gotta remember to try to keep it up here. All right, I'm gonna run this time straight down it like a flute, like running a flute. But I'm gonna hit this way. I'm not gonna hit straight in. I'm gonna grind it and come back the other way now. Hit back this way. Back that way, back that way. There we go. Now I'm gonna run one on the opposite side. Got a little hump on the other side, so like I'm gonna run the second flute channel on the other side. If I could hit the thing. When I change the different size billets, it takes me a while to get adjusted to. Some of them, the handles are longer, the weight's different. All kind of different things with them. I probably ought to be doing it. For some reason, I have flakes run further when I put it on my leg like that, like I shot that all the way across, than when I hit it in my hand. But I'm going to show you. I'm going to try to remember to hit it in my hand every time. This way we can get it up in there and you can see it better. And if you're hitting it in your hand, if you put your finger right on that edge underneath, like this, like you're hitting your finger, it helps your accuracy. So like try to hit your finger, but the edge is going to protect your finger so you can't hit it. See there I go back hitting down on the pad again. I'm going to do it just to set my platform up. I'm just coming around here moving this ridge because I got a bad knot up here where the base of this point's going to be. And I'm going to come this way and see if I can get it out. I'm going to go to a different type billet, one a little heavier. And it came out perfect. Fell right out of there. Now I'm going to come across and smooth that out. and that smoothed it out. Now that's a preform you can start pressure flaking, or run a few more thinning flakes off of. I'm gonna put that in my pile to ship out of here, and I'm gonna reach over here and look at what else I got. And I got one out of a piece of real grainy coral right here. One I knocked off. It's white coral, but it's a real low grade, real grainy type coral. So we're gonna work with this. I don't know how the light's doing on that white. I don't know if we're having a problem with lights. It don't look like it to me, but boy, yesterday was a big problem, and I couldn't tell it either. So I'm gonna set me up a platform to get this turtle back out of this coral. And I don't know how it's gonna work because it's pretty grainy. And I always test something like this before I ship it out and make sure it'll chip pretty good. But here's my platform. I got a big old thick platform right here. And it did real good. Came off almost all the way over, went over 3/4 of the way across. Took that hump out. Hump's gone. Okay, now I'm gonna come back this way. There's a little real sharp point right there. I'm gonna grind it off. But I don't want to try to nap no air. It's turned over like that. If I hit, I'm gonna be hitting air. And this one went all the way across. It actually rolled over a little bit on the other side. All right, now we're looking at this piece of coral. We got a ridge right here, and we got a ridge right here on the base. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make me a platform on the base. Try to drive it out long ways, horizontal instead of vertical. I'm gonna come straight across the center part of the base. That did real good. I'm gonna move it down. That made it perfect. I had two little platforms set up in case I needed a second. What I did, it did perfect. All right, now this side I'm gonna come in to meet it, doing the same thing on the opposite side. I came in to meet it. Now I'm going to go to the base. I'm going to hit this way. I'm not going to hit straight down it. Did pretty good. I'm back over here. I'm going to come back the other way and meet with it. See how this going to work. All right, this time I'm going to come this way with the base. And if this video don't work out, if the light's not good enough, you can see what I'm doing, I'll get somebody in here and we'll change a different area and get away from my desktop and let them hold the camera. And we'll see what we can do. See if we can improve on, make it better. I got a little hinge here where it was a chalk area in this coral, and it caused a hinge. I'm gonna hit straight down. And I took about 60% of the more out. I'm gonna do the same thing up here on top now. A little old bad spot. Straight down. I got it out. Now the coil's ready to go, and I would sell this. The chip's good, works good, it's just white. Not translucent at all. Now let's look at this one. This looks like a prop on the airplane. So what do you do with this? Got a big old area going this way. It's coming straight, and you go whoop, and it comes back in straight. What I would do is knock this part here back this way, and knock this part this way. And I would leave this here and try to line it up like that. I look around here where most of the mass is, and I just noticed when I looked around here, there's a heck of a crack running right through here. So I'm pretty sure this point's gonna break right there. I don't think we're gonna be able to save it. So I'm glad I checked it out real good. We're gonna go ahead and work on it. Now I see that crack, I'm gonna change my game plan because the crack is right in the center, and I don't take no chance of breaking it. So I'm gonna try to thin both ends first, and I'm gonna go straight across it this way. Did pretty good. That did pretty good. That one did pretty good. Let me set a little better platform up here. That one did all right. That one did all right. I'm just chipping now, trying to create me an edge. That's all I'm doing, is going around it and trying to get areas where I can set platforms up. Okay, I'm surprised it held up, but I got this pretty good. Still got a big prop turn going that way, but that's okay. We'll ask all of you out there to be careful with this virus going around. I'm telling you, this COVID. I kind of got tired of cabin fever and kind of got a little careless and started going eating out and church and things like this, getting among the public and going to the stores and shopping and things where I really didn't need to. Run to the hardware store, just pick up something I didn't have to have. And thought, you know, just be careful, keep my hands clean, everything will be all right. Well, it's gone wildfire in our town. They've shut our schools down. I mean, it has exploded. And across the river, which we're a river border town, Valdez, Louisiana. Louisiana's on the other side of the river. The town next to it, the church over there, if I ain't mistaken, I heard, a whole pile of them got it in that church. And I think they've had to call off church. Now, I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure I heard that right. I'm hard hearing, but anyway, I know for a fact it's going like wildfire in this town. And we've been going out to restaurants and eating and things like that. My personal belief, I don't believe the mask does any good. I don't think the mask has got enough filters in it that everybody wears to block that virus out, because I used to paint cars and we had a basket better than what everybody's wearing, and when you got through painting, you'd blow your nose, it'd come out blue or red or whatever, yellow, whatever color the car was you'd paint. It'd be all up inside your nose. And that's why OSHA got in the body shops and made them put an air vent that pulls that paint out, which we didn't have back here. And, I never did feel like that mask would work. I think it's like a security blanket. But what I'm thinking, and I'm probably wrong, but everybody has their own thoughts and opinions, is that you go in a restaurant and you take your mask off and you put your hand on a chair or a table or anything there, you're going to touch something. And if the germ is there, somebody has coughed, which the mask probably helps that, not get out as bad, but maybe they coughed and a little of it got on there, they didn't have a mask and light, and you put your hand on it, and you sit there for 30 minutes while you get your food served, and then you eat your meal, and then you go out to your truck or your car and you put your alcohol on or your hand cleaner, well, you probably already got the virus. It's been on you for over an hour. You know, so if you had it with you, and like every 5-10 minutes you'd wipe your hand, maybe that'd be different. But I could be wrong, but my brother-in-law just found out has it, and I've lost some friends from it. I've had a couple of good friends die from it. One of them was a real good friend. Excuse me, I have allergies real bad right now. It's the time of year. But just be careful, that's all I'm saying. I'm 74 years old and I can't afford to get it. That's for sure. I have a lot of health problems, more than I want to talk about. don't like to talk when that time I said that's a joke, but when I'm working on something difficult, I'm concentrating on that. That was a real fine tip there, and there was a hedge in there, and I was trying to get it out, and I should have been explaining what I was doing, and I wasn't thinking. My thought was making sure I did everything right to get it out where my mind was at. All right, we got a little hinge in the ridge right here. I'm doing this hoping you can see it, and I'm gonna run this way. Boy, that was a perfect one. All right, I'm hoping you can see this. I'm gonna try to move it and then put it back. Where the end of my thumb is where the tip of it's at. So, we'll let it slide off slowly. Right there. I mean, that came off of there as pretty as you ever want to see. So all I got to do now is come from this side and make me a good little edge roll over. I got a thinner bopper, a smaller bopper I should have been using. Once again, I'm thinking too much about what I'm trying to do to explain to you. And I should have switched over to a smaller bopper, and it would have worked a lot better. As these things get thin and small, some reason it might be just me, but I notice when you swap to a lighter weight, the flakes run further and the chips a lot easier. Okay, these are where the hinges are now, all the way over here, and I'm going to try to run a flake across this way and take them out. And I'm going to try to hold it like this, and the flake went all the way across, and it stopped. There's where it stopped, right there. Did it perfectly what I wanted to. I couldn't have wanted it done any better. I mean, in fact, it did better than I thought it was going to do. If I hadn't swapped billets, I don't believe it would have went that far. It probably wasn't about halfway across. All right, I'm trying to dull the edge on the point end. There's a high spot right here. I'm going to try to come all the way across and get it out. Did perfect. Move one more this way, and that one did perfect. And it's out. All right, I got a little higher on this side. Try to raise this edge up here. All right, I'm gonna come off the point, come across back this way. That one did perfect. Took it out. All right, this is the last one I'm gonna try to take out, and it'll be ready to sell for my ones that's ready to pressure flake. All right, that one came out. So this one is ready to sell for pressure flaking. I hope this helped you to learn where you got curves and turtle backs and stuff like how to get them out. I see a piece right here I think would be a good one to work with. This is a piece of Flint River. It got too hot and it had a shell right there and it broke. Probably would have stayed if it hadn't got that hot, but what I'm thinking is you can see the flake scars on this pretty good. I'm going to set me a platform up here and we're going to see. I don't even know if I'm going to try to make something out of this. I'm just going to work on getting rid of some problem areas, and maybe you can see the flake scars and understand more about what's going on. Okay, I'm going to grind these edges and explain to you what I'm fixing to do. All right, this has got a real thick area where the point is, so I'm going to come this way and try to roll it over and thin it like that. And I got me a nipple there, and I got my nipple here, and I got one here. I'm going to go to a heavier billet that's thick. I'm going to come down and hit and miss and hit right that time. And now you can see where it rolled over. It went all the way across. See how shiny it is? That's why I wanted to try this, because it's been on some of that other material, you probably would not have known it. So I'm come up here and hit on this one. And got all that straightened out. Now, I'm going to try to come here and see if I can run one all the way across off of this corner here. It's got a little low area. I don't know if it's going to jump through it.